So, welcome to this part three of the course. First one was resources, what you need to trade this strategy. Second one was support and resistance. But this one we're going to do trend lines. Now, with the importance of trend lines, it was in the name. Trend lines is price trending or not? Is it going down and up? I'm going to show you how to draw these, how to do counter trend lines. So, the main trend line is where price is currently trending. If it's going up, you'll see your trend line sloping upwards. You're looking around about a 40-degree angle. You don't want it to be too steep, but you're going to be doing the recent points. You don't want to cut through any candles when you're doing your trend lines, and you're going to look for the recent higher highs or lower lows, and you want to connect those. So if you want to see what I'm trying to explain, let me draw it for you right now. So um, let's make more white space. Okay, so price moves up, price is moving up. So it's making higher highs. A trend line will connect these at the bottom. And what you can expect is price will come to this trend line again and move upwards and then move upwards. So usually you can see that price would usually go up in a trend. And you can also use trend lines. We're going to use trend lines to enter our trades. So that's something you want to keep in mind. So let's get rid of that. And you want to go through recent price. So if price is doing higher highs on the monthly, then you want to focus on what price is doing on the daily, and you want to move with that direction. Also, you want to use your moving averages, is what I'm going to show you in combination in the next lesson, how you're going to put these two together. So you're going to have moving averages and you're going to have trend lines, and it's going to help you to decide where market is moving and give you a good indication. Also, we're going to be using moving averages to do your entries and mixed in with a little bit of price action. So remove that and then change the tool. So you want to look on the weekly and you want to see if price is doing higher highs or lower lows. Let's move that into this. So you want to see if price is doing higher highs or lower lows. So before on the monthly it was doing lower lows, and you want to check on the weekly, it's doing higher highs. It broke this structure right here, broke above it, came down. This is a higher high. It's done a nice candlestick formation. And then now it's coming, you're expecting it to touch this trend line, bounce, or touch this trend line, break it, retest, and go down. So with trend lines, you're focusing on the retests and the bounces of it. So with the weekly, you can see you need to go from the wicks, 1, 2, and usually when you go for the third touch of that trend line is the most important. It moves in with a little bit of Elliott wave, which I'm not going to teach you, but this is a broken down way. Usually on the third point is when price will usually have a high probability chance of bouncing again. So with the daily, you're going to look for price to be bouncing off this, break through the counter trend line. You're going to look for price action, and then price is going to go in your direction. So with the trend lines, you want to go on the wicks, the edge of the wicks. You don't want to cut through price. So let me show you. So with this one, you can see price is doing higher highs, and you want to go through the last lower low wick that was presented. So with this one, you go from the bottom of where the trend was starting, and then you want to move this up, move it up until it touches the wick, like that. You can also go from the last touch and then do another trend line. And I suggest just doing 2 of these. So if you go to this wick, because you're not going to be cutting, if you go to this next brick here, you'll be cutting through price, but you want to go through where the last bounce was on the daily trend line, is what you're going to go through. So if you can see, if we put a little square there, you saw that price bounce here, Let's move this down. Price move bounced here. Let's get the brush out. Brush. Yeah, so price bounced there, price bounced here, and price bounced here. Now, remember I said you're looking for 3 touches. So you're expecting price usually to come down here. And then when it does, you're expecting price to come down, touch it, the trend line, and bounce off higher. You also have this strong resistance point. So you might have price break and come down off this resistance point, touch it again, break through that resistance, that ceiling becomes resistance to floor. So the things you need to focus on is the third bounce and the initial bounces after the third bounce, and then you need to also focus on support and resistance. So when price comes to here, you want to be looking at how price reacts, and then looking here, you want to see how price reacts. So these are the points that you're going to be looking to take your trades. Okay, so let's move these lines because we're going to move on to the next part, which is counter trend lines. So you saw this is the main price trend line that bounced off. You want to go to the 4-hour, and then when price is coming down, you can think of it like a channel. So price is here, go from the top of the wicks, come all the way down to the trend line, and that's your counter trend line. So you want to put price in a nice channel when it's coming down. So if you see like price like that, you want to put price in a nice little channel when it's coming down to your main trend line on the daily. But then you want to do this counter trend line on the 4-hour or the 2-hour, but mainly stick to the 4-hour. Once price breaks out of this, it goes up, and it's just like a momentum. So price usually sticks to these lines. So if it's an upper trend line, you want to do your counter trend line on the 4-hour. So think daily is strong, very strong. 4-hour is a weaker line, and it just helps you to keep price in a condensed little channel where price breaks off. So if I state it like this, so price, that's my strong trend line, and then you have price coming up. That counter trend line, when price is moving down here, is just additional trend line on top. That tells you when price breaks through this, it's going to keep going up. And it's one of the entry requirements that you're going to need when entering your trades. So you want to do your main line on the daily, check if it's making higher highs on the weekly. Then you're going to go to the 4-hour, and then when price is coming down to your trend line, you want to do a trend line in the opposite direction on top or below, depending on which direction the trade is going in, on the wicks, recent wicks. And then when price breaks through, that's when you're going to be looking for your entries. So that is trend lines. Any more questions, just email me or hit me up on my Malachi FX on Instagram.